Good morning, students. Dear students, today I am going to explain chapter 8 Winds, Storms, and Cyclones. Dear students, first of all, winds. What do you mean by winds? Actually, uh, moving air is called winds. And when the wind blows gently, it is called a breeze. But when it blows very fast, it causes storm. And dear students, a cyclone is a storm in which wind blows at a speed of about 300 km per hour. Now, there are some activities in this chapters. First, air exerts pressure. For this, there is activities. First of all, take some water in a tin can, boil the water for a few minutes, then close the lid tightly and pour fresh water over the can. The shape of can gets compressed. This is because when the water is heated, it changes into steam. When the can is cooled by pouring water, the steam in the condense and pressure of air inside the can become less. The pressure of air outside the can is more, so it compresses the can. This shows that air exerts pressure. Now, next, high wind speed causes low air pressure. For this, there is also an activities. First activities, uh, hold a strip of air about 20 centimeter long and 2 centimeter wide between fingers and blow air over it. The paper strip will be lifted up. This is because when we blow air over the paper, the air pressure above the pressure paper becomes less and the air pressure below the paper is more. So air below the paper pushes the paper up. These activities also uh, you can do yourself. Next activities, take two balloons of the same size, pour some water in both the balloons, blow air into the balloons and tie them the threads and hang them on a stick about 8 to 10 centimeter apart. Blow air between the two balloons. The balloons will be pushed towards each other. This is because when we blow air between the balloons, the air pressure between the balloons becomes less and the air pressure outside the balloons is more. So, the air outside pushes the balloons towards each other. This activities also you can do yourself. Uh, Next thing is air expands on heating and contact on cooling. For this, there is an activities. Take a boiling tube and stitch a balloon tightly over the neck of the tube. Pour some hot water in a beaker and insert the boiling tube into the hot water. The balloons get inflated. Then insert the tube into another beaker containing cold water. The balloons get deflated. This shows that air expands on heating and contracts on cooling. Now next thing is warm air is lighter than cold air. Dear students, actually warm air is lighter than cold air, so warm air rises up. When warm air rises up at a place, the air pressure reduces and cold air moves it in to take its place. For this, there is also an activities. Take two empty paper's cup of the same size, hang them in an inverted position from the two ends of a stick. Tie a thread in middle of the stick and hold the thread. Keep a burning candle between one of the cup. The cup rises up. This is because the warm air is lighter and rises up and pushes the cup. Now, uneven heating of earth causes wind movement. Wind movement is caused due to uneven heating between equator and poles, and second, uneven heating of land and sea. First of all, uneven heating between equator and poles. The regions near the equator gets maximum heat from the sun. The air is in these regions become warm and rises up, and the cold air from the region between 0 to 3 degree latitudes north and south of the equator moves toward the equator. At the poles, the air is colder than the air at 60 degrees north and south latitudes. The air at these latitudes rises up and the cold air from the poles moves in to take its place. Now, uneven heating of land and sea. In summer, near the equator and land gets heated faster than the sea. The air over the land gets heated faster and rises. The cold wind from the sea flows towards the land. These winds carries water and bring rain. The monsoon wind carry water and bring rain. In winter, the direction of wind reversed and wind flows from the land to the seas. Now, thunderstorms. When the temperature rises in the atmosphere, strong winds rises up. They carry water droplets upwards. The water droplets freeze and fall downwards. The first movement of falling water droplets and rising air causes lightning of the sound. This is called thunderstorm. Now, cyclones. When warm air rises up, it causes a drop in pressure. So, air rushes into the center of a storm. When this is repeated several times, very low pressure and very high speed wind revolving around it is formed. It is called a cyclone. Factors like temperature, wind speed, and humidity causes cyclone. Cyclones is also known as hurricanes in America and typhoon in Japan and Philippines. Now, destruction caused by cyclones. The strong winds during a cyclone causes very high sea waves and sea water moves toward the shore and center low-lying area. It causes loss of life and properties. It causes damage to road, dams, houses, trees, crops, power lines, communication system, vehicle, etc. Now, next term is tornado. Actually, tornado is defined as a tornado is a dark funnel shaped cloud that reaches from sky to the ground. A strong tornado can travel at a speed of about 300 km per hour. It sucks dust and objects from bottom and throws them away from the top. Here you can see in images the tornadoes. Here is the formation of tornadoes. See this. Next, protection from lightning and thunderstorm. First, if you are outdoors, for this, first open vehicle like motorbikes, trucks, etc. are not safe. Second thing, open field, parks, evaluated places, tall trees are not safe. Next, carrying an umbrella is not safe. Next, it is a if in the forest, take shelter under short trees. And next point, if in an open field, stay away from trees, poles and metallic objects. Do not lie on the ground. Second thing, if inside the house, first point, lightning can strike electric wires, telephone cords and metal pipes, so contact with these objects should be avoided. If it is safer to use mobile and cordless phones than wired phones. Next, electric appliances like TV, computers, etc. should be unplugged. And last, bathing should be avoided to avoid contact with the running water. Now, next term, anemometer. Dear students, an anemometer is a device used for measuring the speed of wind. In images, you can see anemometer, which is used for the measuring the speed of wind. Dear students, you can make their own anemometer at your home. For this, you need to colored cup, pencil, staple paper cup to cupboard arms. So first of all, you need a pencil and which is act as a pole and colored cup used as in seen in figure and push pin into a pencil eraser. Here you put and which rotate by the speed of wind. So you can make their own anemometer. Okay, student.